Hello and welcome, my Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need read for this new moon to full moon? In November 2021, I'm your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, the Archangel of Lions, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my Libs. I have Venus in Libra, so I can relate, for the most part. A poetic, romantic soul am I. So let's get down to business if you're new to the channel. A 5-card draw just means 1 card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, hints, inspiration, guidance, and grace for a specific astrological timeline, this time around a waxing moon from the new to full November 2021. The new moon in Scorpio on Thursday, the 4th of November, 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York. Then the 2 weeks after that, going to the full moon on Friday. Right, that says Friday, Friday the 19th of November. It's waxing in Taurus, but the moment it goes full, yet again, it goes void of course, and it's also a lunar eclipse. So that is at, let's see, 3:57 a.m. on that Friday. So do your stuff the night before, unless you want to like just go right up to that second of full moon. I'll be doing mine the night before on Thursday. Ooh, a Thursday. Taurus moon on Thursday is good for money. Just saying. So let's see what hits the table. It is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and do check your other signs to get more information about the timeline we're about to look at, or perhaps another concurrent timeline, because we all got more than one thing going on, right? So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can for my beloved Libras. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box if you would like to look into them, as well as links for my book, Words of Grace, and how to book me for a reading in a lovely 13-minute video called Booking a Reading with Mal. Enough. Let's do this. Please. Take a nice deep breath. Find that still point for a split second. The center point in the scales, right? The part that doesn't move, that watches the opposing forces find balance by staying to the center. As I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, please, the element of fire, using the magical spell cards. These 5 decks represent fire, earth, air, water, and spirit for this read. So what is the element of fire, what the Libra collective yearns for, burns for, what their hearts desire? A little spell fragment, please, ancestors, to help them shape and form their element of fire, this new to full. Harvest, perfect time of year. This one's a little long. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, they are. As the trees in the forest grow tall, they do. Let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. Oh, I get it. The forests grow tall, the ready to receive your all. So, you know, you plant a seed, it grows, and then you harvest it. We are literally in the final harvest, Samhain until Yule. That's why the scythe and the death and Halloween and all of that stuff going on. So the final harvest, there is something that you put work and energy into, and now what you want is like, okay, where's mine, right? Where's, as you sow, so shall you reap. I sowed, where's my reap? Great, got it. The Grim Reaper, the Reaper, don't fear the Reaper, nor the wind and the sound in the rain, whatever, Blue Oyster Cult. Let's get you Element of Earth here, the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno, the fuel that feeds the fire, right? Like the log in the bonfire, so to speak, but also to bring it into physical form. Whether you have the crystal, stone, gem, mineral indicated here or not is not as important, I feel like, as the vibe of it and the oracular message. But if you got it, it's a great touchstone, a lovely little piece of earth. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, powers of the North, element of Earth, the Archangel of Lyons, the Archangel of Nature, please, one card from the Crystal Oracle deck by Tony Carmine Salerno here, a piece of clarity, the element of Earth, to feed the fire of harvest, what the Libras yearn for, what they burn for, their heart's desire. What's the oracle message here? The crystal, stone, gem, mineral for the Libras this new to full. Not blue, not green, it's aquamarine. Now someone else got aquamarine. Why do I not see it? That's amulet stone. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on here. Must have used it for another reading. That doesn't seem right. I'm pretty sure aquamarine came up here. Moot point. So aquamarine is definitely a water stone. Aqua, obviously. They're aquamarines. You could find them in raw form. They won't be as terribly expensive depending on the size, but once they're cut and, you know, set into jewelry, the price jumps. Keywords: moderation, energy, tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine energy, and goddess work. Whether male or female, you can overcome a current conflict by reflecting upon and applying moderation, tolerance, gentleness, and compassion. Now that word reflect upon is definitely an air sign quality, to reflect. Right? What are the seeds that you have sown, right? Can you reflect on what is needed here? Now, tolerance is a tricky word. It's not quite acceptance, but, you know, to tolerate something that's not, like to tolerate the heat to get to where you want to go is a good example of that. But to do it with gentleness and compassion, this is definitely more of a feminine energy, internal vibe than an external vibe. These qualities are not a weakness, rather, they are strengths. What is called for at present is greater compassion and tolerance, coupled with a little patience and gentleness. So you see these words are repeating to kind of get, this is more of a mental, emotional thing that you can do to ground this, to manifest this, to feed the fire, than just random action. It's possible to resolve things in an amicable way to create a positive outcome for all concerned. Now, if this doesn't involve other people, something can still be reconciled here, right? To bring the high, what do I say, for the well-being of all. I used to say for the highest good. For the well-being of all covers a lot. As you look back on this current episode, you will realize a valuable lesson. Compassion and tolerance are signs of maturity and strength of character. They are qualities that infuse all with love and light. And they are qualities of the soul, not qualities of the ego. So let's talk balance. The ego, the soul, the personalities in the middle. That's why to weigh things out. Now, don't necessarily discard the ego's point of view. It's the lead. It's the shadow work needed, right? Those voices need more love, not less, but not to be acted upon. That is in and of itself an act of compassion. So when you kind of turn your head towards your impatience, your intolerance, your whatever the opposite of compassion is, the word will come, cruelty, then you can kind of give yourself that compassion without it then possessing you when you least expect it. I would think aquamarine would be really, really good for that, to cool things down, particularly if you are inflamed because you have not received the harvest for your work. The element of air will be represented by the Healing with the Angels Oracle here. And you are an air sign, so I always say, well, I don't say in every single reading, but whatever the dominant element is, in this case, Libra, element of air, this is usually where your leverage is. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the angels of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, what is the element of air? The healing angels that the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign needs to think about, look up, read about, pray to, meditate on, chant to, mantra work, whatever, to help them manifest this harvest by the full moon with this aquamarine energy of patience and tolerance, compassion, goddess energy, feminine energy, their element of air, to breathe and stoke the fire of this new to full healing. Healing takes patience and tolerance and compassion. Really, if you bring patience, tolerance, and compassion to anything, it is certainly going to support the healing process. Now, I will say this deck is called the Healing with the Angels Oracle. So, what would the function be of the healing angels of healing? That they are going to help you learn how to heal, new ways of healing, maybe something that you like EFT, emotional freedom technique, like tapping. I've done that in years, but every now and again, the guides will be like, "Do this," and I'll be like, right? Or sometimes they're bringing you the right people to work with in terms of healers. There are so many. I mean, Reiki, Shmakey, Eggs, and Bakey, but, you know, rub my feet, right? I'm Pisces moon, right? Reflexology, massage. This could really be about bringing yourself into a more calm, patient, emotional balance, because we're not in charge of how fast the harvest comes to us, obviously, in any way, shape, or form. Now, this could be financial, right? And certainly that can bring a lot of stress, a lot of impatience, and a lot of ruthless behavior when the nervous system becomes inflamed. It's what Matt Kahn calls the ego, the personality that arises out of an inflamed nervous system. So what are you like when you're overwhelmed, frustrated, angry, impatient? We don't make the wisest decisions. We're out of balance. And that's your gig, Libra. Good old 7th house dynamic, right? And if there are other people involved in this, one-on-one or a group thing, know that your healing might very well lead the way here and give you the compassion, tolerance, and all of that. So let's look at your element of water. The Whispers of Love Oracle. I spent the night at a friend's house at a Halloween party last night, a friend from high school, and so my cats are like, "Is that you, Mom?" I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even go away for a day." Please take a nice deep breath. They're giving me feline side-eye. Here we go. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? The element of water, the emotion, the energy and motion. For the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, particularly because that aquamarine certainly speaks of emotion and the element of water, so that they can manifest this harvest that they want in their element of fire with compassion, tolerance, patience, goddess energy, right? The feminine dynamic with the healing angels working with them when they are called upon. What's their whisper of love? This new to full. Consider your foundation. Excuse you. Big truck outside. Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Now, if this is romantic and you're waiting for your romantic harvest, this is a time to say, pull back. Even though it's a waxing moon read, what you are building here is exactly your patience, your tolerance, and your compassion by really going in and doing the healing that is there for you, and to consider your foundation. Yes, love is the answer. Yes, love heals all, but not on our schedules usually, right? So there's this vibe here of really you taking care of you and waxing your strength, waxing that internal ability to say, all right, I don't have to love this, but I can flow with it, right? This is a 2-week period we're looking at here. So to consider your foundation and just simply ask the question, How committed am I to loving myself no matter what I'm going through? Where am I in terms of compassion? Where am I in terms of patience? And again, where am I in terms of being committed to loving myself when I am impatient, if not compassionate, maybe cruel to yourself or others? That's what keeps it from spilling out over into the world as yang, right? This is all yin, goddess, feminine, internal, and that's just going to make your journey to the harvest a lot better. More enjoyable, I would think. Not that there aren't going to be, like, moments of intensity that don't feel good. All right, last card down, the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, the Element of Spirit. So let's say you get a piece of aquamarine and you do the little spell thing there, calling in the healing angels of healing about considering your foundation, right? Really saying, how committed am I to bring love into this situation, to myself and all involved? This would be what you charge it with, the mantra for the 2-week period. Breathe. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Healing, we are going to be somewhat specific there. Healing and harvest for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading, please. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Libra watching this so that they can have their harvest? Because as the waves of the ocean are infinite and the trees in the forest grow tall, may their work now bring them to harvest. They are ready to receive their all, anchoring that, grounding that with compassion, patience, tolerance, goddess energy, feminine energy, working with the healing angels of healing, healing themselves in new ways. It's always healing ourselves in new ways, even with older modalities, as they consider their foundation, their commitment to love in this situation. The perfect healing mantra, the card of Spirit, expressing free will. My choices, throat chakra, determine how brightly I shine. Lovely. So this is going to be all about your choice, right? You get to be that center point, right, in the scale, the fulcrum, right? So things might be a little out of balance, internal and external. You can consider your foundation, that love bringing you back into balance, and then your actions would follow suit. Your choices, right? Choices. Thank you, Tatiana. Where are you? Expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. When free will is expressed, the quality of your experiences is based not on the actions of others, but on how wisely and lovingly each moment is viewed. Third eye, element of air. This is your gig. This is like being kind to people when you want to rip their heads off. Not passive aggressive, but saying, I have a choice of how I want to do this to bring this into balance, at least for yourself. If it doesn't match the unconsciousness of others, or in other words, expressing your free will doesn't match the unconsciousness of others or fight to have the final word. Instead, free will conveys the brightness of your soul through the sum of your words and actions, even when responding to those who aren't acting their best. That's compassion. That's patience. That's tolerance. Particularly if you can tell somebody's inflamed, having a bad day on Earth School, right? And you can be like, no, look, I get it. I love you, but that means I can back off because I'm building something here for myself in this harvest. So even if it's not verbally spoken, right? You can just kind of take that balanced Libra stance. This mantra is ideal for overcoming feelings of disempowerment. If you're waiting for your harvest, that could be there. Fulfilling personal goals like a harvest and becoming more ambitious, right? Because your free will determining how brightly your light shines. Remember, light is another word for truth, right? The light, right? Enlightenment, entruthment. The light will set you free because the truth will set you free. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's get you a blessing. Please breathe. As I call upon the pantheons of the divine to please bless the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading with all that they need this new moon to full moon November 2021, that they may more clearly express their free will, their choices, determining how brightly they shine, particularly as they emotionally consider their foundations, because they're being asked to look at how committed they are to love here, working with, calling upon the healing angels of healing, bringing in new healing for themselves, and then of course into their relationships. But they are bringing themselves into balance first so they can really ground into their bodies, into their actions, into their choices. Compassion, tolerance, patience, really opening their hearts, but doing it in a healthy way, not being a doormat, perhaps being diplomatic. Diplomat, doormat, choose, so that they can manifest their harvest. As the waves of the ocean are infinite and the trees of the forest grow tall, let their work now bring them to harvest. They are ready to receive their all, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. Yeah. Dig it. You can get to where you want to go, but how much of that tolerance and compassion and patience is for yourself, so you don't rip people's heads off, right? To come from that more loving space, and certainly making the best choices for you. And remember, it's all a hero's journey. It's all a learning curve for every soul on planet Earth, no matter how advanced we may be. Except maybe the Dalai Lama. He's the Dalai Lama. So did you like the reading? Like it. Helps other Libras find it. You want more of me? Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm a lot of fun. Want to book a reading? Link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal. It's a fun video. And certainly if you want to read my book, have at it. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this new moon to full November 2021, my beloved Libras. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.